Do you struggle with steep, rutted, loose trails? Then this video will help you. Welcome! My name is Roxy. I'm in Livigno, that's in Italy. And this area is super well known for the Livigno bike park, which is on the other side of the valley. And we are in the Citas and Carosello bike park today. Today I'm riding the second hardest trail here. It's called Black Hill. It's the hardest trail in the Citas area and the second hardest in the Carosello and Citas area. Why did I choose this trail? Because it has a great combination of ruts, steepness, and loose rocks. When I work with my clients in my daily job as a skills coach, a lot of my clients tell me that especially this combination of slipperiness, so looseness, which then turns slippery, ruts and steepness, and when it's exposed like here, that it causes them problems. So I want to share some of my top tips for you today to gain confidence on such terrain. Riding ruts, especially steep and loose ones, can feel intimidating, and there's still a lot of conflicting advice out there about how to do it safely. Before we dive into how to master ruts with confidence and control, let's debunk the top 3 myths about riding ruts. Myth number 1, don't brake. Sure, if the rut is straight, short, and has plenty of space to roll out, skipping the brakes can work. But what about when it's long, steep, winding, or technical, or all of the above? Superficial advice like don't brake can limit your progress or even put you in dangerous situations. Myth number 2, never use the front brake. This often comes from riders who've grabbed the front brake too hard and taken a tumble. While it is understandable to develop a fear of the front brake after a crash like that, avoiding it entirely is a major mistake. Without your front brake, you're neither braking efficiently nor safely, especially on steep terrain. Myth number 3, shift your weight back. This classic piece of advice might feel safe, but leaning back too far actually reduces control. By putting too much weight on the rear wheel, you lose traction of the front, making it harder to steer and maintain your line. It's actually a recipe for disaster, especially on technical descents, and often comes from riders who promote myth number 1 and 2 because one error leads to the other. To help you tackle steep and loose ruts with confidence, we've broken the technique into 5 essential building blocks. Building block number 1 is braking. Braking is critical for staying in control while riding ruts, but many riders underestimate the importance of proper braking technique. Don't lock up your rear brake. This can cause the rear wheel to skid, reducing stability and making it harder to control your speed. On steep sections, this can quickly spiral into a super dangerous situation. Do use both brakes with smooth and controlled pressure, aka modulation, focusing more on the front brake when it gets steep. Proper modulation is key. Avoid locking up your wheels. Your goal is to maintain your desired speed throughout the rut while adapting to changing traction conditions. Building block number 2 is body positioning. A common misconception is that leaning back improves control. In reality, this causes more problem than it solves. Don't lean too far back. This shifts weight off the front wheel, reducing traction and making it harder to steer or hold your line. Do adjust your position dynamically based on the steepness and the braking force. The goal is to evenly distribute traction and grip between both wheels. Small, actually tiny adjustments make a huge difference, especially in challenging terrain. Since your ideal position depends on your body, your flexibility, your bike geometry, and much more, it's something you learn through deliberate practice and experience. So here's a pro tip. This is where a professional coach can really help you develop that feeling, that intuition to adapt your position naturally on the fly. If you want to work on this with me, then check out the video description for my methodical practice catalogs and home training courses with personalized feedback, where we'll find what truly works for you. Building block number 3 is entry speed. The speed you carry into the rut often determines how much control you'll have throughout the rest of it. So don't enter too fast. If you come in hot, you'll pick up even more speed in the rut, leaving you scrambling to keep control. This often leads to tension, super poor line choice, or panic braking. Do roll in slowly and adjust your speed as needed. A slower entry gives you more control and allows you to control traction and react to terrain conditions as you go. Building block number 4 is your vision. Where you look has a huge impact on your ability to ride the rut smoothly and to stay on line. Don't stare at the edge of the rut or directly in front of your wheel or even on your front wheel. Focusing on the edge pulls you offline, and looking too close leaves you reacting too late to any obstacles that may come up. Do use your vision like a scanner, alternating between now and next. So alternate between scanning a few meters ahead or a few feet ahead and further down the rut. 1 to 3 seconds is usually a good place to start. This helps you anticipate what's coming and make smooth adjustments without rushing. Building block number 5 is stay loose. Ruts can feel intimidating, but they actually help you guide your bike. The key is staying relaxed so your bike can follow the natural line. Don't stiffen up. Tension prevents your bike from moving freely and makes it harder to balance. So do keep your arms and legs slightly bent and relaxed. Let the bike dance beneath you, absorbing bumps and maintaining traction. The rut will naturally guide your direction. Your job is to stay loose and flow with it, which is why it's super essential to apply the other 4 building blocks, because only if you ride at a speed you feel comfortable at, you will be able to stay loose. Do you want to work with me personally to turn all the knowledge in this video into bodily abilities by practicing my proven and structured drills? Then you need to check out this link and also the link that's below in the comment section. Here's another pro tip. Practice in safe terrain and build confidence over time. Confidence does come from control, and control comes from starting small and practicing step by step. If you approach a rut with panic or hesitation, you'll only reinforce bad habits. So take your time, focus on these 5 building blocks, and gradually tackle more challenging terrain. You don't need to force yourself beyond your panic threshold, but you can increase your threshold by practicing these 5 building blocks in easier, less intimidating ruts before taking them to scary ones and risking injuries. So as I said, riding ruts does not have to be intimidating. By focusing on the right entry speed, braking technique, body position, vision, and staying relaxed, you'll build the confidence and control to tackle even steep and loose ruts like a pro. Here's a big final reminder. Speed does not bring safety. Safety brings speed. So speed is not your friend, control is. Start by prioritizing control, and as you become more comfortable and confident, your speed will naturally increase. With consistent practice, these tips will not only make you safer, but also help you have way more fun out on the trails and ride faster if you want to. And having fun, isn't that what it's all about? If you found this tutorial helpful, then give me the thumbs up, subscribe for more tips, and if you have a specific section in mind that's giving you trouble right now, then let me know in the comments, because in the comments, it might just be the topic I'm going to cover next. Goodbye and thank you. I'm Roxy.